Behold the universe in the glory of God, and all that lives and moves on earth. Leaving the transient, find joy in the eternal. Set not your heart on another's possession. Working thus, one may wish for a life of 100 years. Only actions done in God bind not the soul. There are demon-haunted worlds, regions of utter darkness. Whoever in life denies the spirit falls into that darkness of death. The spirit, without moving, is swifter than the mind. The senses cannot reach it. It is ever beyond them. Standing still, it overtakes those who run. To the ocean of its being, the spirit of life leads the streams of action. It moves, and it moves not. It is far, and it is near. It is within all, and it is outside all. Who sees all beings in their own self, and their own self in all beings, loses all fear. When a sage sees this great unity, and their self has become all beings, what delusion and what sorrow can ever be near them? The Spirit filled all with its radiance. It is incorporeal and invulnerable, pure and untouched by evil. It is the supreme seer and thinker, immanent and transcendent. It placed all things in the path of eternity. Into deep darkness fall those who follow action. Into deeper darkness fall those who follow knowledge. One is the outcome of knowledge, and another is the outcome of action. Thus have we heard from the ancient sages who explained this truth to us. One who knows both knowledge and action, with action overcomes death, and with knowledge reaches immortality. Into deep darkness fall those who follow the immanent. Into deeper darkness fall those who follow the transcendent. One is the outcome of the transcendent, and another is the outcome of the immanent. Thus have we heard from the ancient sages who explained this truth to us. One who knows both the transcendent and the immanent, with the immanent overcomes death, and with the transcendent reaches immortality. The face of truth remains hidden behind a circle of gold. Unveil it, O God of light, that I who love the true may see. O life-giving Sun, offspring of the Lord of creation, solitary seer of heaven, spread thy light and withdraw thy blinding splendour, that I may behold thy radiant form. That spirit far away within thee is my own inmost spirit. May life go to immortal life, and the body go to ashes. Om. O my soul, remember past strivings. Remember. O my soul, remember past strivings. Remember. By the path of good, lead us to final bliss. O fire divine, thou God who knowest all ways, deliver us from wandering evil. Prayers and adoration we offer unto thee. Who sends the mind to wander afar? Who first drives life to start on its journey? Who impels us to utter these words? Who is the spirit behind the eye and the ear? It is the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, and the word of words, the mind of mind, and the life of life. Those who follow wisdom pass beyond, and on leaving this world, become immortal. There the eye goes not, nor words, nor mind. We know not, we cannot understand. How can it be explained? It is above the known, and it is also above the unknown. Thus we have heard from the ancient sages who explained this truth to us. What cannot be spoken with words, but that whereby words are spoken? Know that alone to be Brahman, the spirit, and not what people here adore. What cannot be seen with the eye, but that whereby the eye can see? Know that alone to be Brahman, the spirit, and not what people here adore. What cannot be heard with the ear, but that whereby the ear can hear? Know that alone to be Brahman, the spirit, and not what people here adore. What cannot be indrawn with breath, but that whereby breath is indrawn? Know that alone to be Brahman, the spirit, and not what people here adore. If you think, I know well, little truth you know. You only perceive that appearance of Brahman that lies in the senses and is in you. Pursue your meditation. I do not imagine I know it well, and yet I cannot say I know it not. Who of us knows this, knows that, and not one who says, I know it not? It comes to the thought of those who know it beyond thought, not to those who imagine it can be attained by thought. It is unknown to the learned and known to the simple. It is known in the ecstasy of an awakening, which opens the door of life eternal. By the self we obtain power, and by vision we obtain eternity. For one who has known it, the light of truth shines. For one who has not known, there is darkness. The wise who have seen it in every being, on leaving this life, attain life immortal. Once upon a time, Brahman, the Spirit Supreme, won a victory for the gods, and the gods thought in their pride, we alone attained this victory, ours alone is the glory. Brahman saw it and appeared to them, but they knew it not. Who is that being that fills us with wonder? They cried. And they spoke to Agni, the god of fire. O God all-knowing, go and see who is that being that fills us with wonder. Agni ran towards it, and Brahman asked, Who are you? I am the god of fire, he said, the god who knows all things. What power is in you? Asked Brahman. I can burn all things on earth. And Brahman placed a straw before him, saying, "Burn this." The god of fire strove with all his power, but was unable to burn it. He then returned to the other gods and said, "I could not find out who was that being that fills us with wonder." Then they spoke to Vayu, the god of the air. "O Vayu, go and see who is that being that fills us with wonder." Vayu ran towards it, and Brahman asked, "Who are you?" "I am Vayu, the god of the air," he said. "The air that moves in space." "What power is in you?" asked Brahman. "In a whirlwind I can carry away all there is on earth." And Brahman placed a straw before him, saying, "Blow this away." The god of the air strove with all his power, but was unable to move it. He returned to the other gods and said, "I could not find out who was that being that fills us with wonder." Then the gods spoke to Indra, the god of thunder. "O giver of earthly goods, go and see who is that being that fills us with wonder." And Indra ran towards Brahman, the Spirit Supreme, but he disappeared. Then, in the same region of the sky, the god saw a lady of radiant beauty. She was Uma, divine wisdom, the daughter of the mountains of snow. "Who is that being that fills us with wonder?" he asked. "It is Brahman, the Spirit Supreme," she answered. "Rejoice in it, since through it you attained the glory of victory." And the gods Agni, Vayu, and Indra excelled the other gods, for they were the first that came near Brahman, and they first knew it was the Spirit Supreme. Concerning whom it is said, "It is seen in nature in the wonder of a flash of lightning. It comes to the soul in the wonder of a flash of vision. Its name is Tatvanam, which translated means the end of love-longing." As such, it should have adoration. All beings will love such a lover of the Lord. You asked me to explain the Upanishad, the sacred wisdom. the Upanishad has been explained to you. In truth, I have been telling you the sacred teaching concerning Brahman. Brahma was before the gods were, the creator of all, the guardian of the universe. The vision of Brahman, the foundation of all wisdom. He gave in revelation to his firstborn son, Atavan. That vision and wisdom of Brahman given to Atavan, he in olden times revealed to Angira, and Angira gave it to Satyavaha, who in succession revealed it to Angiras. Now there was a man whose name was Sonaka, owner of a great household, who, approaching one day Angiras with reverence, asked him this question: Master, what is that which, when known, all is known? The master replied, Sages say that there are two kinds of wisdom, the higher and the lower. The lower wisdom is in the 4 sacred Vedas and in the 6 kinds of knowledge that help to know, to sing, and to use the Vedas: definition and grammar, pronunciation and poetry, ritual and the signs of heaven. But the higher wisdom is that which leads to the eternal. It is beyond thought and invisible, beyond family and colour. It has neither eyes nor ears. It has neither hands nor feet. It is everlasting and omnipresent, infinite in the great and infinite in the small. It is the eternal, whom the sages see as a source of all creation. Even as a spider sends forth and draws in its thread, even as plants arise from the earth and hairs from the body of man, even so the whole creation arises from the eternal. Through renunciation and the power of meditation, Brahman attains expansion, and then comes primeval matter. And from this comes life and mind, the elements and the worlds, and the immortality of ritual action. From that spirit who knows all and sees all, whose austerity is pure vision, from that comes Brahma, the Creator, name and form, and primal matter. This is the truth. The actions of devotion that sages heard in sacred verses were told in many ways in the three Vedas. Perform them always, O lovers of the true. They are your path of holy action in this world. But unsafe are the boats of sacrifice to go to the farthest shore. Unsafe are the 18 books where the lower actions are explained. The unwise, who praise them as the highest end, go to old age and death again. Abiding in the midst of ignorance, but thinking themselves wise and learned, fools aimlessly go hither and thither, like the blind led by the blind. Wandering in the paths of unwisdom. We have attained the end of life, think the foolish. Clouds of passion conceal to them the beyond, and sad is their fall when the reward of their pious actions has been enjoyed. Imagining religious ritual and gifts of charity as the final good, the unwise see not the path supreme. Indeed, they have in high heaven the reward of their pious actions, but thence they fall and come to earth or even down to lower regions. But those who in purity and faith live in the solitude of the forest, who have wisdom and peace, and long not for earthly possessions. Those in radiant purity pass through the gates of the sun to the dwelling place supreme, where the spirit is in eternity. Beholding the worlds of creation, let the lover of God attain renunciation. What is above creation cannot be attained by action. In their longing for divine wisdom, let them go with reverence to a teacher, in whom live the sacred words, and whose soul has peace in Brahman. To a pupil who comes with mind and senses in peace, the teacher gives the vision of Brahman, of the spirit of truth and eternity. This is the truth. As from a fire aflame, thousands of sparks come forth, even so from the Creator, an infinity of beings have life, and to that return again. But the spirit of life above form, never born, within all, outside all, is in radiance above life and mind, and beyond this creation's creator. From that comes all life and mind, and the senses of all life. From that comes space and light, air and fire and water, and this earth that holds us all. The head of its body is fire, and its eyes the sun and the moon. Its ears the regions of heaven, and the sacred Vedas its word. Its breath is the wind that blows, and this whole universe is its heart. This earth is its footstool. It is a spirit that is in all things. From it comes a sun, and the source of all fire is the sun. From it comes the moon, and from this comes the rain and all the herbs that grow upon earth. And man and woman come from it, and man unto woman gives seed, and thus an infinity of beings come from the Spirit Supreme. From it come the oceans and mountains, and all rivers come from it, and all herbs and the essence of all, whereby the inner spirit dwells with the elements, all come from that. The Spirit in truth is all, action and the power of austerities, and Brahma the Creator, and immortality. One who knows it, dwelling in the secret place of the heart, cuts asunder the bonds of ignorance, even in this human life. Radiant in its light, yet invisible in the secret place of the heart, the Spirit is the supreme abode, wherein dwells all that moves and breathes and sees. Know it as all that is, and all that is not. The end of love-longing, beyond understanding, the highest in all beings. It is self-luminous and more subtle than the smallest, but in it rest all the worlds and their beings. It is the everlasting Brahman, and it is life and word and mind. It is truth and life immortal. It is the goal to be aimed at. Attain that goal, my son, my daughter. Take the great bow of the Upanishads and place in it an arrow sharp with devotion. Draw the bow with concentration on that and hit the center of the mark, the same everlasting spirit. The bow is the sacred Om, and the arrow is our own soul. Brahman is the mark of the arrow, the aim of the soul. Even as an arrow becomes one with its mark, let the watchful soul be one in that. In it are woven the sky and the earth and all the regions of the air, and in it rest the mind and all the powers of life. Know it is the one, and leave aside all other words. It is the bridge of immortality. Where all the subtle channels of the body meet, like spokes in the center of a wheel, there it moves in the heart and transforms its one form unto many. Upon Om, yourself, place your meditation. Glory unto you in your faraway journey beyond darkness. One who knows all and sees all and whose glory the universe shows, dwells as the spirit of the divine city of Brahman in the region of the human heart. It becomes mind and drives on the body and life, draws power from food, and finds peace in the heart. There the wise find it as joy and light, and life eternal. And when it is seen in its immanence and transcendence, then the ties that have bound the heart are unloosened. The doubts of the mind vanish, and the law of karma works no more. In the supreme golden chamber is Brahman, indivisible and pure. It is the radiant light of all lights, and this knows one who knows Brahman. There the sun shines not, nor the moon, nor the stars. Lightning shine not there, and much less earthly fire. From its light all these give light, and its radiance illumines all creation. Far spreading before and behind, and right and left, and above and below, is Brahman, the Spirit eternal. In truth, Brahman is all. There are two birds, two sweet friends, who dwell on the self-same tree. The one eats the fruits thereof, and the other looks on in silence. The first is the human soul, who, resting on that tree, though active, feels sad in its unwisdom. But on beholding the power and glory of the higher spirit, it becomes free from sorrow. When the wise seer beholds in golden glory the Lord, the Spirit, the Creator of the God of creation, then they leave good and evil behind, and in purity they go to the unity supreme. in silent wonder, the wise see it as the life flaming in all creation. This is the greatest seer of Brahman, who, doing all their work as holy work in God, in the Self, finds all their peace and joy. This reality is attained by truth and renunciation, whence come true wisdom and chastity. The wise who strive and who are pure see it within the body in its pure glory and light. Truth obtains victory, not untruth. Truth is the way that leads to the regions of light. Sages travel therein free from desires and reach the supreme abode of truth. It is immeasurable in its light and beyond all thought, and yet it shines smaller than the smallest. Far, far away is that, and yet it is very near, resting in the inmost chamber of the heart. It cannot be seen by the eye, and words cannot reveal it. It cannot be reached by the senses, or by austerity or sacred actions. By the grace of wisdom and purity of mind, it can be seen indivisible in the silence of contemplation. This invisible reality can be seen by the mind, wherein the five senses are resting. All mind is woven with the senses, but in a pure mind shines the light of the divine. Whatever regions a pure in heart may see in their mind, whatever desires they may have in their heart, they attain those regions and win those desires. Let one who wishes for success revere the seers of the Spirit. then one knows the supreme dwelling of Brahman, wherein the whole universe shines in radiance. The wise, who free from desires, adore the Spirit, pass beyond the seed of life in death. One whose mind wanders among desires and is longing for objects of desire goes again to life and death according to their desires. But one who possesses the end of all longing and whose self has found fulfillment even in this life, their desires will fade away. Not through much learning is the truth reached. Not through the intellect or sacred teaching. It is reached by the chosen of them. To the chosen, the reality reveals its glory. The reality is not reached by the weak or the careless, or those who practice wrong austerity, but by the wise who strive in the right way and lead their soul into the dwelling of Brahman. Having reached that place supreme, the seers find joy in wisdom. Their souls have fulfillment. Their passions have gone. They have peace. Filled with devotion, they have found the Spirit in all and go into the all. Those ascetics who know well the meaning of the Vedanta, whose minds are pure by renunciation, at the hour of departing find freedom in the regions of Brahman and attain the supreme everlasting life. As rivers flowing into the ocean find their final peace and their name and form disappear, even so the wise become free from name and form and enter into the radiance of the Supreme Spirit, who is greater than all greatness. In truth, who knows God becomes God.